Breaking entertainment news overnight. Tito Jackson, member of the iconic Jackson 5, has died.
That's so sweet. They're all looking upward.
As the saying goes, life is pretty unpredictable, and Hollywood celebrities constantly remind us of that. One day, you might be enjoying your favorite singer's music, and the next, you're heartbroken to hear they've passed away. It's tough, right? Well, the same goes for Janet Jackson and other Hollywood stars, as Tito Jackson, member of the legendary Michael Jackson family, and the Jackson 5 has recently passed away, leaving the world and Black America in shock. We all remember how the world felt when Michael Jackson left us in 2009, leaving behind a lasting legacy. His fans still mourn his loss, and now the passing of his elder brother Tito and their reunion has left his family and colleagues heartbroken and in tears. What's even more tragic to the story is the fact that just 4 days before his passing, Tito Jackson, one of the founders of the Jackson 5 and older brother of Michael Jackson, shared a heartfelt post on Instagram honoring his younger brother who passed away in 2009. He posted a picture of a memorial for Michael in Munich, Germany, and wrote, "Before our show in Munich, my brothers Jackie, Marlon, and I visited the beautiful memorial dedicated to our beloved Michael Jackson. We're deeply grateful for this special place that honors not only his memory, but also our shared legacy. Thank you for keeping his spirit alive." I mean, it feels kind of ironic to think that he was missing his baby brother, and just a few days later, fate has reunited them in another world, leaving his fans and other family members heartbroken. Tito Jackson, a much-loved member of the Jackson 5 and the older brother of Michael and Janet Jackson, has sadly passed away at 70. His sons, TJ, Taj, and Terrell, shared the heartbreaking news on Instagram late Sunday night, and, of course, the world is mourning the valuable loss. His sons posted touching photos and an emotional message saying, "It's with heavy hearts that we announce that our beloved father, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Tito Jackson, is no longer with us. We are shocked, saddened, and heartbroken. Our father was an incredible man who cared deeply about everyone's well-being. Some may know him as Tito Jackson from the legendary Jackson 5, others as Coach Tito, and some as Papa T. No matter what, he will be missed so much. For us, it will always be Tito time. Please remember to follow what our father always said, love one another. We love you, Pops. Your boys, Taj, Terrell, and TJ's." Tito's son's mother was Dolores Didi Martes, whom Tito married in 1972 and divorced in 1988. Tito passed away on Sunday from what's believed to be a heart attack while driving from New Mexico to Oklahoma, according to family friend and former Jackson family manager Steve Manning, who shared the news with ETA. Hearing the news, one of the reactions to Tito Jackson's passing came from the Broadway show MJ, which celebrates Michael Jackson and his family. On X, the show described Tito as an icon of the music industry who has inspired generations of singers, musicians, and performers across the world, none more so than our MJ family. They also shared a photo of Tito attending the show. Taraji P. Henson, the American actress, also shared on her Instagram story a post about Tito Jackson's death, expressing her sorrow over the loss of the legendary icon. Snoop Dogg also shared a picture of Tito Jackson with his younger brother, Michael Jackson, along with the Jackson 5 song, "I'll Be There." Questlove also shared a picture of Tito Jackson with Michael Jackson, paying tribute to the legendary singer and offering his condolences. In the caption, he wrote, "All of the Jackson brothers are heroes to me. I really don't have the words right now. May the entire Jackson family find comfort and peace in this moment. Thank you, Tito. Rest in melody at Papa 3T. Although he was a legendary singer and a member of the Jackson 5, you'll be shocked to know that Tito Jackson often found himself a bit overlooked within the group, which sometimes led to teasing. I've always been the quietest one in the group, so people make jokes about me," he shared in a 2018 interview with Jitney. One of my favorite basketball players, Charles Barkley, once said, and if Tito wasn't in the Jackson 5, would we miss him? That really hit me hard. It crushed me," Tito added. But to our surprise, he's been missed by his family members and beloved fans more than anything in the world. Growing up in Gary, Indiana, the Jackson 5 was put together by their father, Joe Jackson, who worked in a steel mill and played guitar. Michael and his sister, LaToya, later accused him of being abusive. Toriano Adderall Tito Jackson was the quietest member of the group, mainly singing backup and playing guitar. His siblings in order were Rebby, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, LaToya, Marlon, Brandon, who sadly passed away shortly after birth, Michael, Randy, and Janet. Stories from shows like The Jacksons and American Dream and Katherine Jackson's memoir, My Family, the Jacksons, reveal that Tito was the spark that started the Jackson 5. The story goes that Tito was caught playing the guitar. His dad, Joe Jackson, had strictly forbidden the kids from touching. Tito remembered, "One day I broke the string and I didn't know what to do about it." After Joe punished him, he had Tito sit down with the guitar and said, "Show me what you know." When Joe saw how skilled Tito had become from his secret practice sessions, he decided to form a band with Tito and his siblings Jackie, Jermaine, Marlon, and of course, Michael. And that's how the Jackson 5 came to be. In 1968, the Jackson 5 signed with Motown Records and quickly shot to stardom. Tito played guitar, helped out with synthesizers, and sang backup vocals on hits like I Want You Back, ABC, and I'll Be There. Their success landed them on The Ed Sullivan Show and won them fans like Diana Ross. In 1984, the Jackson 5 lost their first founding member when Michael left to dive into his incredibly successful solo career. Even though the rest of the group, along with Randy, put out a few more albums, they never quite reached the same level of fame as they did in the late 60s and early 70s. After the Jackson 5, Tito kept performing with his brothers, including their memorable reunion at Michael's 2001 Madison Square Garden shows, which was the last time Michael performed on stage with all his siblings. The Jackson 5 made history as the first American group to have their first 4 singles hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. In the mid-1970s, Randy, the youngest Jackson brother, took over for Jermaine when the group left Motown and became the Jacksons at CBS. Jermaine stayed behind and started his solo career. Michael was part of the original Jackson 5 until 1983, when he began focusing on his solo career, which turned out to be incredibly successful. Tito was very close to Michael and defended him strongly when Michael faced allegations of child molestation. Michael was cleared of all 14 counts in 2005. In 2019, the documentary Leaving Neverland came out, where Wade Robson and James Safechuck claimed Michael had abused them when they were boys. Safechuck, who was 10 when he first met Michael in 1986 on a Pepsi ad set, said Michael showered him and his family with gifts while trying to groom them. Michael always denied these allegations throughout his life. Michael Jackson passed away at 50 on June 25, 2009. In a December 2009 interview with the Associated Press, Tito Jackson shared that Michael's death brought the family closer. Tito said, "I would say definitely it brought us a step closer to each other. To recognize that the love we have for each other when one of us is not here, what a great loss." He added that he would never be at peace with it, saying, "There's still moments when I just can't believe it, so I think that's never going to go away." By 2014, Tito mentioned that he and his brothers still felt Michael's absence during their shows, even though they continued to tour internationally. "I don't think we will ever get used to performing without him. He's dearly missed," Tito said. He noted that Michael's spirit is with us when we are performing. It gives us a lot of positive energy and puts a lot of smiles on our faces. Jackson was the last of his 9 siblings to put out a solo project, dropping his debut album, Tito Time, in 2016. He released a song called One Way Street in 2017 and told the AP in 2019 that he was working on a second album. Jackson explained he had put off a solo career to focus on raising his 3 sons, who formed their own band, 3T. On his website, you can find a single featuring 3T and Stevie Wonder called Love One Another. Earlier this year, Jackson moved to a house in Claremore, Oklahoma near Tulsa. As he told the Tulsa World, "I always wanted to get away from the West Coast and experience living somewhere with new people and new culture, he added, "California is different." Jackson also has family connections to the area. His uncle, Samuel Jackson, started Jackson Undertaking Company in Tulsa in 1917. After the business was destroyed in the Tulsa Race Massacre in 1921, Samuel Jackson was hired by a white-owned funeral home to embalm the bodies of black residents who had been killed. He later rebuilt his own company. Tito's 3 children, Taj, Terrell, and TJ, formed the band 3T in 1995. They released 3 successful albums, and each brother is still making solo music. For example, TJ released an album called Acoustic Sessions 1-Inch in 2022. In a 2016 interview with Vlad TV, Tito said he always viewed his bond with his brothers as a team. "Whatever, whenever, wherever, I'm ready," he shared. Tito is the second Jackson sibling to pass away in adulthood after Michael. He leaves behind his 3 sons, 7 siblings, their mother Catherine, and his mourning fans. One user wrote, "I'm glad Joe fixed the strings on his guitar so Tito could show him how talented he was and start the Jackson 5. That solo in Heartbreak Hotel was fire. The swingingest Jackson, a legend, an icon. Rest in power, Tito Jackson." Another user lamented over the constant loss of our legends this month. She stated, "First James Earl Jones, the Frankie Beverly. Now Tito Jackson? September is only 15 days in and it can go." While the world bears this significant loss and the Jackson family grieves, the burial has yet to take place and the official cause of death has not yet been released. Fans are waiting to learn about the issues that led to his sudden demise. It seems like a loss we weren't quite ready for, but it proves that everything has its own time. No matter how adored and loved he was, the world will not stop. He leaves a legacy behind for his children to follow and for fans to remember. As fans and family recover from the sudden shock of losing a legendary singer and an irreplaceable asset, we pray that his soul may rest in peace. Amen.